Hey guys, it's Jarvie here from Wild Engineering. So in the last video we worked on creating this unit that would be able to generate the signals we need. In this tutorial we're going to now use this generate circuit to then build the circuit that tests if we have diverged or not after however many iterations we want to run. So let's get started. So this is our old circuit that we built, well not the last circuit that we built. What we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Open Recent, and we're going to go to our display. And we're going to go to Components, File, New Embedded Circuit. Oh wait, I guess we didn't have to go to our display to do that. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Save As. We're going to call this Iterate. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Components, Custom, and we're going to drag our Generate circuit in. So we have A, B, and then A squared plus B squared, A squared minus B squared, and 2AB. Ignore the fact that the text is overlapping. I don't really feel like going over a tutorial on how to redesign the circuit boxes, so we're just going to be dealing with it. Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to be able to iterate this as many times as we want, and the algorithm is we have to take A squared plus B squared plus A squared minus B squared plus A, and we have to do 2AB plus B. So our inputs here, what we're going to need to do is go to our components, IO, input. We're going to make this 32 bits. Control C, Control V. We're going to call this one A. We're going to call this one B. Okay. So I'll pull B down below. And now we're going to grab two adders. Excuse me. We're going to grab like this. Oh wait, let's right click, make it 32 bits. Then Control C, Control V. And that's 32 bits. Okay, what we want to do is A squared minus B squared plus A. So we want to say A squared minus B squared plus A. And then here we're going to have 2AB I'm not sure how far to bring it, we'll move it where we need to later. 2AB, and we need to add to that B, like that. Then we can just pull these together, and low, and put a ground like that, that's 1 bit. Okay. And now we need to do something with our A squared plus B squared. Well, we need to check if our A squared plus B squared is greater than 4. So let's pull this down. And now we need to, I will pull up PyCharm. And I'm going to launch my script that allows me to say the value that I want to look for in what fixed point notation. So remember, we're using 1 sign, 10 integers, and 21 fractional bits after that. Did PyCharm just crash? It did. Lovely. Okay. So I will run this. So we have 1 sign bit, 10 integers, 21 fractionals, and I want the value of 4. And there it is right there. Boom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Components, IO, wires, sorry, constant value, right click on it, make it 32 bits, and then put in the value like that. Oh. Oh, I had to put it in hex. There we go. 32. Okay. And that is our 32-bit hex value, which you can see right there, 4. Cool. Okay. So now I need to compare this to 4 and say when they're equal. Or no, when A is, I'll say, okay, watch this. Let's first grab our comparator components. Arithmetic comparator. And we'll say while A is greater than, if A is greater than this, we're diverged, else it's not, and we're going to keep looping. So this is just going to be like a divergent signal. So we're going to just go to IO, output, I'm just going to say diverged. Like that. Okay. So now what do we need to do? Well, first I need to get this out of my way, move it up a little bit. I can pull this in a little bit closer. And now, what I need to do is we're going to need a component, plexers, multiplexer, and we're going to need 2 of these. But first let's make them 32 bits before we copy them. Now I'm going to say when it's the 0 input, we're gonna pass it through. So what we'll do is I will flip this right here, and I will pass that through on the 0 and pass that through on the 0. And then the 1s will be 32-bit ground. So we can copy this ground here and paste it in, but we have to right click and set 32 bits. And now that those are both 32, now we can select these together. And now we have like a load signal. So if we go here, make that 1 bit, not 32, and call that load. Alright, one more thing, we need to go to components, IO clock input, name the clock input CLK so we can use it as a pin. Okay, so what are we going to clock? Well, we need to store this into a register, which is going to hold the values for everything. So we need to go to memory, no, flip-flop, sorry, D flip-flop. That'll be good. Control C, Control V. 32 bits. 32 bits. Just hook it up like that. Now the clock just hooks up like that. And like that. Okay, so now we will call this A. We will call this B. And now A, I'm sure you can guess where that's going to come to. It's going to come to that. And B is just going to come above it like this. Like that. Okay, so now we can clock this however many times you want and see if it diverged for the amount of times that we clocked it. So if you clock it 16 times and it doesn't diverge, then you know the color at 16 times. So you just have a counter that keeps track of how many times you've clocked it, and that's your color. And there's the divergent circuit. So this was just a quick tutorial. We have now used our generation circuit to figure out if we have diverged. But so let's run it and see what errors pop up. So we need to make that 32 bits. Do we want this to be signed? Yes. And now it works. So you can put in some numbers, allow it to go through, and clock the hell out of it and see what happens. And you'll see if it diverges or not after however many iterations you want. So in the next tutorial, we'll be taking this along with our screen and putting everything together to try to actually render the Mandelbrot set. So I'm thinking it's going to take two more videos at least to get a render, and then we can move on to line drawers and stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys liked. There's a Discord link in the description for you guys to join. The Discord's finally growing a lot now, so feel free to join in and talk and have a good time. And then, yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like and everything else. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.